We're bringing to you clips of our Friday Night Live conversation with the great Steve Porcaro of Toto. I'm John Beaudin from Rocky Street Music.
How did you come up with the idea for the song Human Nature?
I've well documented it on this last tour. It was I was thinking about my daughter who had had a rough day at school. And the idea of human nature came into my head, and I went into the studio and pretty much wrote the whole song, you know what I mean, in the studio while the guys were mixing Africa.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so
they were mixing out, they put up the mix to Africa, and I went into the studio where no one was and wrote Human Nature.
Wow. I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah.
Greatness. That's a lot of greatness going on in one building, man.
Fruitful time.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
You have to understand, I got very spoiled having Michael Jackson sing a song of mine. And, when I wrote Human Nature, it wasn't like, this is the one. Hey, everybody, I've written the one. It was just another tune, okay? But...
No, but whoa, wait a minute. Okay, no, stop now. Okay. No, come on. Like, when I first heard... I was just talking to Jonathan Cain a few weeks ago about Don't Stop Believin', and I said, come on, you must have known when you were writing. And I'm going, you must have known, though. Steve, you must have known there was something about that song.
I thought the ba-da-da-da-da-da-da was a nice melody, but the verse melody I thought was horrible. When it was just my own lyrics, it was just very personal, and it was just another one to me. I'd written a batch of like 3 songs, all in like a span of a couple weeks, and it just was one of those 3. I didn't see it as a standout at all. It truly was, Quincy kind of heard a demo. I would have never played that for him. It was unfinished.
Well, I know the story of when those cassettes started coming out where they'd reverse themselves. Because, all the audiophiles, dude, wanted those cassettes because they said...
By the way, I got to clarify something. I said in that interview, that happened. Now, this is me, what's the word? Quincy Jones, this is me listening to a Quincy Jones interview. If you listen to the Thriller, I don't know if it's the 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary that they interview Quincy, and he says how he heard Human Nature. You know what I mean? And the only thing, I know that I had David's song on the opposite side of the cassette. Now Quincy never said that auto reverse kicked in. He just said he listened to the cassette and then left it there, and then all of a sudden Human Nature kicked in. So I'm assuming it was an auto reverse thing. You know what I mean, right? It must have been, It
had to be. Does your daughter go around saying, "Hey man, that's about me"?
No, she reminds me every now and then, you know what I mean, when she's asking me for shopping money,
No, when I heard that, I've heard this story multiple times because I keep watching that clip on YouTube. But there is that thing of, you're right, it's hard to tell I think she was 4 then. It's hard to tell a young girl that boys can be mean sometimes, or somebody can be mean sometimes, and for them to sort of comprehend that concept because it's a foreign concept to them.
Exactly, How do you tell her that the boy probably liked her, wanted her attention?
Yeah.
Probably because he liked her. Boys aren't real smooth at that age,
Well, yeah. It never stops. Was there ever, this could have been a Toto song then?
No, actually, Toto heard it. They kind of passed on it. They had heard the same demo that Quincy heard. Paige, helped me on the demo. Paige played some string pads, I believe, on the demo for me. They kind of passed on it. They were, this is what was so funny. And ÄúThe loves to tell this story, okay? And the story that they passed on it, and this is Luke's words now. They passed on it because they wanted to do more like stadium rock kind of stuff. The band wanted to do bigger rock and roll. Stadium rock was the words they used, why they didn't want to do Human Nature. And then flash to the Victory Tour, and every day when we're on the road at the time, and wherever the concert was, of course the local news crews were there. And the only song that Michael would allow them to film during the soundtrack for the local news broadcast was Human Nature. So it was beautiful. It was just so poetic. Where and Luke's the first one to remind everyone about this. Every town we'd be watching the local news seriously, and on would come Human Nature being played in a stadium.
That's nuts. I didn't realize that, like, for whatever reason, that must have fell through the cracks. I record a show in Vancouver here every night. I live in Calgary, but we have an autistic daughter. Me and Luke had a long conversation about autism.
Yep.
And like human nature comes up all the time, and I always say, though it's not technically right, that's basically Michael Jackson singing with Toto. You know, I mean, I know him, but that's my interpretation.
Yeah.
And there was a lot more going on there. I understand that, but
Yes.
I know a gentleman that you've worked with for a long time and known for a long time, Michael Sherwood. Lost him a little while ago. That must have come as a complete shock.
Absolutely. It's completely devastating. And then I just lost another co-writer, Allie Willis, just before that. So it was kind of a double whammy. I was really looking forward to working with both of them as we speak. You know, this was a big part of my plan as far as how I spent this year.
I communicate. I think on Twitter, or it might have been what's the other one? Instagram. I contacted her because we were always going to talk. I think I told you that when last time we talked. And I said, by the way, Steve Porcaro is saying really nice things about you coming up next week. And we lost her that week. You know, and she said, oh, I can't wait to hear it. You know, and she was such as you know, I mean, you knew her, I didn't know her, this larger than life figure, including her house, that really demonstrated who she was, you know.
Loved it. I loved her. I just, it was just a couple of years ago. Greg Sill, a friend of mine, introduced us. And boy, we just hit it off right away.
Would you ever write a book?
Would I ever write a book? I don't think so.
I bet you could write a hell of a book, though.
Yeah. I maybe could, when I'm put on the spot, I mean, maybe, what I'd like to do is kind of just get my life in chronological order at somewhere. Yeah. When I'm put on the spot, everyone always wants to hear some wacky road story or some outrageous road stories. And a lot of musicians have a lot of them. I don't have that many, or I don't remember them, or when I'm put on the spot, I sure don't remember. Yeah. But maybe someday. Who knows?
There you go.
Is there a particular band you enjoyed touring with back in the day?
Yes. I mean, I first of all, when I was with Gary Wright, it was amazing, the people we got to travel with. Gary was with this manager, D. Anthony, who handled Peter Frampton as he was peaking with Frampton Comes Alive. And we would get on these tours. We opened for Jethro Tull for a month once. And I mean, I watched Jethro Tull every night. I didn't miss a show. All kinds of bands. We were all over the place. I mean, from stadiums to opening for Gentle Giant in a small theater in Milwaukee, which blew me away because I was such a huge fan.
Derek Shulman, what a singer!
That whole band.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. So yeah, we got to do all kinds of stuff. We'd open for Hall & Oates, where they were just doing college stuff. It was all over the place. So it was great. And same with Toto. At first, right away we did a stadium thing at the LA Coliseum with Van Halen and all these other bands, and it's always fun. It's always great to. Just this last summer, like I said, we were on the bill with Procol Harum, we're on the bill with Jethro Tull in Europe. These are our heroes and stuff, and these guys are killing it.
Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.